Guten Abend, meine sehr geehrten Damen und Herren, and thank you very much for the very warm Achill Böll welcome. Thank you, Sheila, dear, oder lieber René Böll, lieber Jan-Philipp Albrecht, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends. While preparing for my role as the German ambassador to Ireland about a year ago, I consulted, as you do it, with numerous experts, including some of my predecessors. Some of you know my predecessors even in person. It will come as no surprise that two things were mentioned repeatedly: Heinrich Böll and Achill Island. Die irischen Tagebücher, the Irish Diaries, which allow the reader to travel to an island that existed 70 years ago. Even if this is no longer the Ireland of today, it was still a wonderful way to get to know important information about my new home. And of course, everybody praised Achill, the small island in the west of the country, with its raw beauty where Europe ends. That I finally made my way here to this wonderful place on this wonderful day with this wonderful weather is a true pleasure. And I would like to thank you all very much for inviting me to be here. This year's Heinrich Böll Festival focuses on two individuals who, in their time, stood for courage, humanity, and a deeply felt sense of responsibility toward humanity and the world. Petra Kelly, co-founder of the German Green Party and inspirational force for its development, was a passionate campaigner for peace, for human rights and environmental protection. Her vision for a better world was radical in the best sense of the word. She believed that positive change is possible and that this change can be achieved non-violently, with empathy, determination, and the power of persuasion. Kelly saw the vulnerability of our planet long before many others were willing to acknowledge it. In her thinking and, more importantly, in her actions, she combined political clarity with empathy, openness, courage and passion, qualities she shared with Heinrich Böll. Heinrich Böll, the Nobel Prize winner and one of the most important German writers of the 20th century, sought a second home in Ireland and found it in the rugged landscape of Achill and in the warmth of its people. I already felt the warmth of its people tonight. For Böll, Ireland was a place of tranquility, a retreat, but also a place of inspiration. In his Irish Diaries, we sense this deep connection, a love for a country that bears the scars of history, yet has not given up hope. Petra Kelly, in turn, admired Ireland's peace movement, which sought the long and difficult path to reconciliation and cooperation in the Northern Ireland conflict, a path that corresponded to her own political ideal: non-violence despite all adversity. Both Kelly and Böll understood that holistic peace needs more than a negotiating table or international conferences. It relies on a mutual respect for the individual, on perseverance in the face of injustice, and on a refusal to accept cynicism. And Ireland, with its history of suffering, resistance and hope, was a living symbol for their conviction. Dear friends, we all feel and experience it. Our time and our current lives are shaped by uncertainty and concern. due to political tensions, social upheaval, global economic and environmental crises, or war. In times like these, voices of authors are more important than ever. In times like these, literature can be a powerful source of encouragement and inspiration. Therefore, I'm grateful that this festival provides a stage for these voices. Writers are not only chroniclers and storytellers of the present and the past, they are also guides, teachers and explainers, warning voices, inspiration and, yes, bearers of hope. Through their stories, they give us new perspectives. They give a voice to the silenced, make the invisible visible, and put the complexities of our time in a shape we can understand. Not through simplification, but by speaking out, speaking up, and sometimes even telling uncomfortable truths. Writers remind us that behind every conflict there's a human being, that behind every headline there is a destiny waiting to be fulfilled. They help us to maintain empathy where indifference or apathy would otherwise threaten to take hold. Therefore, it is so important to listen to the writers, poets and authors, to read their books, to support a lively literature scene like you do here at Achill. Because in their words lies the power to understand an uncertain world anew, and perhaps even the chance to heal it. Ladies and gentlemen, in a time of doubt and insecurity, when old certainties are disappearing, boundaries are shifting, and much of what once seemed self-evident is being called into question, we need something even beyond literature to give us orientation and support. Achill, which provided roots and also a sense of home for Böll and continues to do so for others, exemplifies how we can find this orientation and stability in places and locations that have meaning for us. Above all, Achill shows that rootedness and cosmopolitanism are not contradictions, but can complement each other. Those who know where they come from do not lose their bearings, even when everything else is in flux. Rootedness gives us the strength not only to endure change, but also to shape it. True rootedness does not mean stagnation. On the contrary, it is alive. It allows us to remain open to new things without losing ourselves. It reminds us that we are part of a story that is bigger than ourselves, and that we also have a responsibility to pass this story on. This is another reason why remembering Böll in a place like Achill is not merely a memory of the past. Memories are living sources of our strengths. Home is the place, or sometimes just a feeling, where we were able to put down roots. Places that give us identity, trust, and the courage to face change. It grows with us. It does not stand still. It lives in our hearts wherever we go. And the more securely we rest in it, the more courageously we can face the future. In this sense, Achill was not a place of escape for Böll, nor is it a place of escape for us today. Achill is a place of strength. To experience this, at least to some extent, I was particularly happy to come here this year. I'm looking forward to the weekend ahead, to be reminded of our roots, to new discoveries and enriching encounters with inspiring people like all of you. Thank you very much.